Maybe you think wood carving is mysterious and hard and that you need special skills and tools, but I'm going to show you that that's not true. Hello, I'm Morten from Skogslöjd, and today I'm going to show you how to carve a really simple wooden bird like this one, or maybe a smaller version like this one. I'm going to use 3 simple hand tools: a saw, an axe and a knife. I'm sure you can find them in your shed if you want to do something similar. I'm going to use a fresh piece of birch for this project, but you can use almost any kind of wood you want. I would recommend staying with some sort of fresh hardwood or green hardwood, because it's easier to carve and it will give you a better result. I hope you gonna enjoy this, so let's get started. I use a fresh piece of birch to start with. You can do this from any piece of wood, but I would recommend some sort of softer hardwood like birch, alder or maybe willow, because they are easier to carve, especially when green. So let's go to work. I start with a log and split it into quarters. I like to keep the margins on my side, so I cut off the cleft a little bit longer than the length of the bird I want to carve. I try to find a log that gives me 4 clefts that has the width of the chest of the bird. That will minimize my axe work later. I narrow down one end of the cleft from both sides to shape the tail. I am careful to keep the sides symmetrical and keep a close look on the line, so I keep everything straight. Then I turn it around and work the tail from the bottom. This is an important phase because it gives the bird much of its expression. There is also a balance to consider. I don't want the bird to tip over or feel unstable. When I'm done with the axe work to the tail, I turn it around and work it from the other end to get the chest right. There's a balance between axe and knife, and you don't want to overwork with the axe if you feel insecure with that tool. Use the knife instead. Even if this bird is really easy to carve, it's not fun to start over from the beginning because you took off too much or created a crack where you didn't want it. Chopping the axe into your hand or finger isn't fun either. You can trust me because I've done that a couple of times, and I know from personal experience. I've cut myself in every possible way and really bad a couple of times as well. When I'm done with the axe, there ain't much work left. I might use the knife to clean the sides up a little bit and make sure that the lines of the bird is where I want them. I put a few cuts to its head and make sure that there is some sort of indication of a beak. The challenge here is not to overwork things. When I'm ready, I let it dry for a week or so before I paint it, and I usually use artist oil paint mixed with a good quality cold pressed boiled linseed oil. And that's about it. Please feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below, and let me know if there are any other work of mine that you want to see in a tutorial like this. If you want to find inspiration for this kind of woodworking, I really recommend an account on Instagram called Wooden Artifacts. Their account is where I first saw this kind of bird, but from what I understand, it's a traditional carving from Russia, which can be found elsewhere as well. They also got some other really fantastic carvings in their feed, like dolls, horses and other stuff. Head over to Instagram and check them out. I will leave a link in the description below. Thank you for tuning in, and please feel free to press the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. If you want to follow my wood carving journey on a more daily basis, I suggest that you head over to Instagram and follow me there. Search for at Skogslloyd, or just check the description below and you will find a link there. Thank you and goodbye.